Today we are talking about tomatoes. We have several different varieties. I wanted to experiment a little this year.
The variety of tomatoes I chose were Heirloom Tomatoes, and I chose them because I was looking for something that had great taste and just something fun to have in my garden this year. What makes them heirloom is the fact that the seeds that come from these tomatoes can reproduce into the same variety of tomatoes. Also, they need to be varieties that are 50 years plus older and have some form of history behind them.
Well, one of the things I've done is I've staked the tomatoes so that they have more room to grow upwards. Tomatoes come in two different varieties, determinate and indeterminate. And the difference is determinate, the tomato plant will grow, produce its fruit, and then it's done. And they tend to be more bush and you don't need to worry about pruning them. So they're very easy maintenance. Indeterminate tomatoes will grow quite tall if you allow them, if you prune them properly, and they'll produce right through to the fall. I had grown them from seed. I basically dig about a foot hole and added some ground eggshell, banana, and compost. And then I've just buried them. So I think I probably started them a little too early. I started the seeds just around the 25th of March. They just grew and grew. I put them in the ground 3 days ago, which was May 9th. And I would have liked to have waited another week to put them into the ground, although the weather's been good, so it hasn't done them any harm. They had grown to the point where they just needed to be transplanted. As you can see, some of them are about 1.5 feet. And so they were ready. They probably could have gone into the ground a couple weeks ago. You really just need about 6 weeks before the time that you plan on planting.
Most of my tomatoes here are indeterminate, and because they're indeterminate, you need to prune them. So one of the things you need to make sure is that if you look in between the branch itself, the main branch, and the leaves coming off, this is known as the crotch area. And if we come up to this one up here, you'll see that there's what they call a sucker, which is leaves coming out in between that area, and we just want to remove that. And the reason that we want to remove that is so that it will put its energy into actually producing fruit and not so much into the foliage. I have several varieties of heirloom tomatoes, starting with the front one there, which is a tomatillo. And then I have Yellow Pear and Black Cherry, which are both cherry type tomatoes. Yellow Pear being known for the abundance of yellow pear-like tomatoes, and the Black Cherry for its wonderful taste. I also have the Brandywine, which is similar to a beefsteak, which is a great flavorful, larger tomato. And then I have some other different varieties: Green Zebra, Tula, Cherokee Purple, and Strawberry Orange.